Hello. This is me VOD reviewing Cubinx versus Gengis. Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry. There's gonna be the Kitten Burst OST in the background if you can hear it. It's kind of low on purpose. Then I've got CC open to show shit I'm talking about. So, pretty simple. Yeah, I watched a little bit of Falco's VOD review and saw a few things that Genghis could do a little bit better here. I'm gonna point things out when I see them. Classic 5A 6B on block. Catch them mashing. I think that setup was timed properly, where you kind of had to hold it. Okay, so, first thing. On that conversion, mid-screen, hold on. Let's go back to it. Two things. One, can I frame skip and oh, you can't. That's fucking annoying. First thing. So okay, Poli is fully point blank here, so you 100% get 2A 5A 4A, which immediately, like, these two have more range clearly, but 4A does too, and tacking it on after a 5A will always. It's just good if you can recognize that it's a range where you get it. Like, of course, if I'm like here, maybe more like right, and especially after 2A, there's rarely mid-screen where you're gonna be able to get it. But if Poli is here after you block 3A, you definitely get the full thing into 6A, or 2B like you did, and nothing wrong with routing into 2B there. The issue comes when they roll and have a spike to play with. If you press anything after they roll, you are asking it to get parry countered, or they pre-dash forward and punish you for it. So if you go for that 2B, you have to accept the fact that all you can do is walk and then down back, giving them a spike to play with. I normally just end with 6A or 6B, because I get to restock berry, and they don't get a spike to work with, which feels better than giving them a free opportunity to, you know, do whatever, react to what you're doing. Yeah, because here, yeah, the projectile parry box, which is how people parry spikes, is what interacts with them, extends behind them farther than in front of them. Which is why mid-screen, especially in situations like this, Poli gets this parry from this far away. Which at times can feel really bad. So be mindful of it. Now, if you were closer to corner, they would have landed on the spike if they backrolled. And then that's a fantastic position for you, because they are forced to block it. You get to go in. If they try to parry it because they don't realize, then you get a free, they can't get counter hit whatever the fuck you want. Probably sweep to make sure that it hits. Yeah. Yeah, that JB is fairly risky because you don't have any meter. That's another thing. The moment chess has one bar, there are so many options they have to be worried about you being able to do. They confirm you have Stockberry. Yeah, see, right there, perfect. That's exactly the range you want to be doing it at. You could have also gone for the meter gain. Is an option. I normally go for the meter gain because meter yummy good. And the damage on the meter gain routes when you have berry is substantial. Like, it's good. You do about like 3 to 4 less than you would for also nice. You do about 3 to 4 less than you would if you had just gone for damage and corner carry, but you're still gaining a bar. It feels great. From Cubinx here. Confirm. Also, I'm pretty confident. Let me check. I'm pretty confident Poli J2A is minus. So if you block it, you can just press, I think. Let me double check to make sure I'm not just talking out of my ass. Especially against chess, because chess is so tall. Yeah, okay. At that height on Wob, you trade fast attacks. So I'm pretty confident you could have just 5-8 and beaten them out. It's interesting. If I do it lower, I have less advantage at a certain spot because I don't have the increased gravity yet. That's interesting. And then if you do it from, like, if you do it from JB, you're plus enough to, yeah, just beat because you have more time to gain speed as you fall. Unfortunately, that was a grab attempt. Which honestly you shouldn't have gone for, because during throw whiff, you can tech throw for an unlimited amount of time. Yeah, that sucks. Not gonna get CB conversion because you reacted late. Happens. In game of Cubinx. It was good.
Poli takes it. Choose your Pokemon. Trainer's ready.
Nice throw. Could have 4-8 or J8 that, honestly. I mean, I guess if you J8, you lose to them doing J2A, but... That was like a prime back throw, but it's alright. Got the corner carry. Got good screens where you want to be. I like it. They didn't roll. I like the idea on the throw attempts. And I think that 2B was out of spacing. Okay, there. Okay, so the way chess air parry works, I hate it, but it's like fair. The moment you armor one thing, you lose all invuln. So if they're hitting you with a multi-hit and you don't rip JBB or block, I think you could have landed and blocked Poli for a, you get hit, which feels horrendous, but that's like an intentional weakness of the move. So you have to recognize that. Unfortunately, with the way chess JBB works after JB, you can't buffer it, for one, and two, the moment you touch the floor after doing JB, you can't JBB anymore. So if you go for JBB, you get whatever special of whatever direction you were inputting. It's a thing I need to be more mindful of. I could be doing, like, 6 JBB, quote-unquote, so that if I touch the ground, I do 6B. But typically, I'm doing, quote-unquote, 5 JBB. So you'll see chess players land and then eat seed berry after air parrying something. That's why. Because we're trying to JBB, but we've touched the floor, and it's too late. Happens especially in the Ditto when you're parrying spikes and then landing. You'll see it happen. It's really unfortunate, but just be mindful of the fact that you lose multi-hits if you don't rip JBB or block, and sometimes when you're parrying something low to the ground like a chest spike, you don't have time to JBB reasonably. Like, there's like a very, very small window that there's no reason, like, it's unreasonable for you to be able to do. So land in 5A, land in block, etc. Do something like that. Instead of risking your life on JBB deciding to work today. Yeah, like, I actually think right there you were trying to do it, and you ate berry because you tried to press B after reacting to you air parrying, and you got hit anyways. Because, for some reason, it's coded like that, because it has to be. It's fucking worst. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Keep going, fight.
Yeah, again, like, advancing air parry is good, it's definitely risky without any meter to threaten JBB. I like the counter poke attempt, but can't confirm it is 6B from that range from Cubinx. You gotta confirm off counter at 6B there, I think. Ah, delayed C cancel. Good. Punish on that. I barely didn't know the range of 3A there. You would have gotten punished, unfortunate. For them, good for you. I did see you start doing it later, but against Poli River Dive, if you have a bar, neutral jump JB is a fantastic answer. Answer if you want to commit to that, because you can threaten a JBB on you landing. Yeah. Also, a lot of times in this set, I'll see you go for 5A and then not confirm 4A, which is making you miss out on, like, a solid 2 damage on every interaction where that happens. Now, of course, with the range where 5A 4 doesn't work because 4A will drop, you kind of want to be able to recognize when you get it and when you don't. Like the idea, yeah. Could have gone into sweep there. Right there, again, you're closer for 4, you lose 2 damage, but that's alright. You still got your meter, that's the important part. Nice, confirm. Nice, get confirmed.
Chesnaught wins. Keep going, fight.
Okay, so 1, that's funny, so I like that, but 2, round start when you have 3 bar, you're threatening something very scary. You're threatening 2-8B C cancel combos, which, let me show you that right now. One of the best reasons to want to have 3 bar at round start. Does like 19, has incredible corner carry, and lets you stock. I don't need berry, because it lets you stock berry. You can do it off of like 2A 2A or 6A, and then charge, and then 4A 2AB. Is this? Is that? And then you get to restock. I didn't restock berry there, but you get to restock berry. Amazing. Like, Wob and I were near corner, and I got Wob all the way to corner, and I'm like here, and I get to eat berry and then walk and take space again. Or I guess you couldn't eat berry and you can just go back in. It's up to you. Very, very good 3-bar confirm. And then also in corner, you've got... I don't need that. Which is... That's a big 25. And the nice thing about chess is, right, like, that's low for a meter dump, right? To be fair, that's 25 is not good for 3-bar. However, if you do that while you have berry stocked... You get to do another big combo that does a high amount of damage. Like, that did 16. No meter. So you get the best of both worlds. You get to... You can rarely kill someone round 2 or 3 in one interaction. That's just not something chess is able to do. The best you get is 27 damage off of a 6A in corner with berry and 3-bar. Not gonna happen a ton. But... You can definitely kill them in 2 interactions. 100%. You fully have the ability to do that. Something to keep in mind. Also, your 1-bar confirm. It might even be an idea to do your 1-bar berry confirm and then a 2-bar route. Like that does 19, and this does 20. That's 39. That's killing most characters. And you gotta get them to fucking corner to begin with, even though this route isn't doesn't require corner. Very simple confirm. Yeah. So, like, despite your meter dump damage being low, you could just do 2 combos and kill from pretty much anywhere. No, nice confirm. Could have converted it berry, but don't have to. Be nice. I agree with that DP. That was a good DP. Ah, nice 4A attempt. Good 2AP. Nice. Yeah. Exactly. The moment you have one bar, they have to be horrified of you ripping that at any point. Because on counter hit, you do like... I don't know off the top of my head, like what, like 14? I don't know. Good amount with good carry and whatever. Nice confirm good parry. I like the idea of going for 2B there. I think you're a little bit unsafe, where if someone faster than Poli could have hit you for that. But I like the idea. Against, like, shallower jumps, or people just beginning their jump, 2B does cover it. It's fucking huge. But against a Poli doing JB, yeah, probably not. Oh, that's unfortunate. That didn't confirm? That didn't confirm? I am shocked at that. I think you did the second 6A late. Okay. Also a big thing, your counter hit confirms. So on your light normals, both always both counter hit 2A and counter hit 4A confirm into sweep. Fantastic, right? Counter hit 5A doesn't. Like, you just don't get to do that. However, you can transfer state to 4A, because 5A 4A is a cancel, which is also amazing for block pressure. You can stagger a 4A behind a 5A to catch parry, catch mash, whatever the fuck. Amazing. And then they have to be scared of that. Whatever. You can use 5A 4A if you're close enough to convert into sweep of a counter hit. So all your light normals convert to sweep. That's really good. The same exact idea goes for converting into 2B. 4A and 2A do. 5A doesn't, but it does if you transfer state. So generally, though, sweep's better because it's a fucking sweep. Duh. I think if you do go for counter hit 5A 2B, they're forced to block it, which is also not even bad, because the moment that they're forced to block 2B, you get to do this, and then you're in, like, the best position of any character in the entire game, pressure-wise. I see it happen later. You go for 2B CC into instant throw. That doesn't work. They're in too much block stun. If you look at... When I mean too much block stun, I mean, like... Right? Like, there's way too much block stun. Let me see if this actually works. Yeah, it traps parry. So you're what, at least plus 13? I think you're like plus 15 on 2BCC. So if you want to go for throw, just delay it and you're fine. Good thing to keep in mind. You could also, I mean, at that point, you're plus 15. You can threaten whatever. If they press buttons there, they're stupid. That's on them. Unless they go for, like, DP. But you can start threatening, you know, 2BCC J5A, 2BCC 2B, just to, if they're really respecting what you're doing. Things like that. Generally, though, threatening throw, threatening a low, threatening 5A staggered 4A because it catches, like, parry and everything. Like that. And then now you've counter hit 4A. If I time it correctly. And you get to go into sweep, etc. It's like the basis of chess's pressure. You have so many options to go for that the mental stack you've accrued just lets you do stupid shit in their face and they just aren't ready for it. JBB definitely adds to that. Like, I go for low poke into JBB a lot because people will try and throw you after 2A a lot because you're -1, which you can also beat with 6B. I don't know, I'm rambling at this point, but you get the idea. Chess pressure things. Good DP from Cubinx there, I like it. Nah. Poli 3, a little bit too slow to punish that from full screen. Yeah, you had around there if you confirmed that 4A with 2P. It makes a spike mid-screen, which you don't always want, but that would have won you rounds, so you don't care. again, you're respecting these Poli J2As a little bit because you don't have to because you're so tall. So Poli hits you earlier and gets less frame advantage. I like the sweep. What did that even counter hit? Does coming up from reivew have counter recovery? I should check that. That's funny. Nice. Oh, okay, so there. Let me show that. That's like your fucking moment. Slow attack. Wake up. No, attack just do always. Okay, do the 2P correctly. Counter hit 2-8B, walk forward 5A, 5A, 4A, 2. Oh, well, if you're close enough, hold on. I might have to walk that more. There you go. Big 14. That's what they're afraid of. Right there. Big 14, you get Spike, and if I put Wob on Wake Up Roll... Well, I'm in corner, so that doesn't actually work. Hold on. One moment. Patrick. Sweep. The spike is in the exact spot there where if they try to parry on makeup, they get caught after that interaction. So good to remember. It happens when you hit like a really spaced 2B. Let me move on over here. Like here. I wasn't close enough there, but yeah, like that. Because they wake up actually on the spike instead of right next to the spike from like here. So I'm gonna keep in mind. Didn't get that punish him to space it really well. Okay, that is a general issue I need to complain about more. Is chess 6B into Seedberry will just drop. That's just a confirm you don't get against wide characters. Is spaced 6B into 5B, which feels horrendous against like Tusk because your best punish against Tusk 6B is 5A 6B, no more follow up. It feels horrible. It feels horrible. I hate it. It's like one of the two major inconsistencies in Chess's combo game is that, and then space 6A having no confirm. Unless you 6A CC. You could air parry that bubble if you so wanted to get rid of it early. Is a thought. You don't have to, but I'd prefer to because the Poli player is like, oh fuck. They don't know what to do. Oh well, no, timeout. Unfortunate.
Wins. Give it your all. Fight.
Fair enough. Level 5 there. Okay. Not a habit you should try and build because it doesn't work unless you counter hit, but good that you confirmed it, that extra damage is gonna help. And then yeah, Chess's parry counter is like not the best in the game because Breloom exists, but it's like probably the best in the game. Huge hitbox, does 5 damage, good knockdown. Also that I need to keep in mind. Let me show this. The way that Poli J2A hit, if you look at it, hit all the way up here because during chess 2B, if I can get in a good spot. If you look, my mouse showing, yeah. If you look here, you get really tall because your arm above your head has a hurt box. You do like retract pretty far before the actual slam, which is good to remember. You hurtbox shift like Medi 5B. It's very fucked up. But if someone is, say, trying to instant overhead you, they have a much easier time of doing so. It's even like big examples in the chess though. You can spike cannon from like this far away at chess doing 2B because their armor is so high above their head. It's funny. Yeah. You can dash. Okay, that is very rare case, dash parry good. Parrying these bubbles normally is horrible because they don't actually use your projectile parry box. But chesnaught dash parry slides you forward, so you could have dash parried that bubble, reacted to what Cubinx was doing, block the 3A, and then full punish and win game. But it didn't matter because you block 3A and then punish him anyways. But just a thought.
Chesnaught takes it. Choose your Pokemon. Trainers ready.
Nice. Good anti-air. Nice throw. One thing I would keep in mind is that... Let me pull this back. Interaction like this. After this forward throw, you can do 3 things that are, like, incredibly good. You can meaty 6A, or you can dash and go for 5A. Fair. I like to dash and go for 2A. If you dash and go for 2A, you are... you're 0 if they roll, and if they don't roll, you're +3. Feels good. Also just, they have to be worried about 2A. But you can also meaty 6A, which, at worst, you're +2, oh no. And at best, you beat parry, even if they go for it. And then also, you are at fucking prime 2B range. Even without 2 meter to C cancel. Right? Well, right before... Let me get it on the proper frame. Right here is exactly where you want to 2B them from. Yes, you're -14. Poli cannot 6A you, I don't think. Even if they 6A you with no stacks, I don't think 6B has enough range to reach you. And also you can do it early so that you mediate a little bit and aren't -14. You're like, at best, what, -4? Because it has... Let me check. I think it has 10 active frames. I'm not positive, but off the top of my head. It has 8 active frames, so you are... what? -6 at best. That's fine. It's honestly good. If it was more than -6 at best, the move would be stupid. I like the idea. Okay, so right there, you were at prime distance for... Let me get back to it. I went a little bit too far. I just like on this how I can't frame skip easily. Okay, so right here. Actually, right here. You are... I'm like 95% sure. Let me see after the pushback from J5A. Okay, you are at prime distance for 2A, 5A spike hit. Which lets you do 2A, 5A, 3A, 2A, 5A, 2B. Both are great. Keep that in mind. You wanted to go for throw because... Or you went for 6A. The immediate thought is to go for throw at that range because you get a meter, get a combo, get a knockdown. It's great. It's amazing. But... recognizing when you can get them to spike off of 2A is incredibly important, because how do you beat throw? You jump, or you throw yourself, and then you lose to 2A, or you lose to 2A in both situations. And then you confirm meter, you confirm damage with 2B, a good knockdown, they're in corner, whatever. You get the idea. Good sweep from Cubinx. Nice! Right there, you... want to go for... Let me look at this. Right here, I would do 6B, me personally. There might be a scenario where you can go for walk up 5A. Although I don't know what that gets you more than just like 1 damage and then 6B. It's more risky. But yeah, 6A, unfortunately, inconsistent. there are situations where it would hit there, but I would just guarantee the 6B lets them hit spike, lets you get 5A4A 2B or 5A4A seed berry 6A or 5 whatever. You get the idea. It's still a favorable position because they land on the spike and then are forced to actually hold on. I want to look at something there, but that was weird. Okay, no, it's the 6A whiff. Never mind. Yeah, force them to block the spike. You go for 5A. Sure. Go for throw. Good. Go for sweep. Another throw. 6A I don't agree with that late, because they were able to fully jump it at that point. Ah, you hesitated, unfortunate. Could you have killed there? Probably. Could you have killed there? Definitely, but it would have cost a bar. Maybe not. Let me see if you're close enough for, hold on, how close were you? Let me see. No, not there. I want to see if you got 4A. You 100% got 4A, and then the 6B kills. Even if hit 1 of the 6B whipped, hit 2 of 6B does 2 and 4A does 2 compared to hit 1 of 6B doing 1, so that it would have killed. I like the JBB. You are at no meter and you didn't like 6B to confirm the JBB. Into berry eat or like a better knockdown and higher damage, but still decent. You are in corner now. It's unfortunate. You got caught out by the staggered 6B. Might be dead to go for. Ooh, I like that. I do think that the JBB here is always wrong because 1, you lose to air throw. 2, you can't air parry whirlpool. It's on the floor. Literally, same with, like, marsh carpet. Can't air parry it. Too low to the ground. Correct option, parry and see what they're doing from standing up. If they're doing nothing, you want to parry dash forward, parry again, parry dash back. I know, very weird, but that's what you want to do to not get hit. And when you go to parry dash back, if they're doing something, you parry counter them. Nice DP. Sucks you don't get a counter from off that, but you know, whatever. Oh, they go for throw off the counter hit. Unfortunate. By the way, that was like, if there was ever a time to eat guard berry, it was right there, right before that interaction happened. You were full screen. They couldn't have 3A'd you out of it in time. And you were on 2 HP, and that would have let you live another interaction. Guardberry, like, Guardberry is good, obviously, for the endurance regain, but people underestimate how important 5 HP is. That shit's so much. If it lets you live another interaction on, like, round 2, when you're up a round, I take it. That's more time for me to maybe win round, maybe get more meter. And even if I don't get more meter, I still have guard berry for round 3. Like, I have the armor active. Nice! Speak for the throw invuln. I need to be remember that I can do that. Interesting that she goes for the 5B ender and then not the meaty whirlpool, but I still like it. It's cool. Yeah, you can't. No. Eating seed berry neutral is a forgotten art because you just can't anymore. Generally, unless you're fighting someone with incredibly slow walk speed and no burst options, maybe. But like Poli, there's a world, but not while they're actively walking toward you. Good foray from them. That's great. I like it. Okay, so now you've just seen, because you attempted it, they're respecting 6B5B on block enough for you to go for 6A. Good to know. Great to know. Now you threaten throw. Now you threaten 2A. I think 6B5B 2A generally beats parry. There might be some situations where it doesn't. Like if you're like literally inside of them, you don't get the extra 1 frame of advantage because it's +5 on block at worst, and then 2A's frame 9, so they have 4 frames to parry. I've very rarely gotten parried for doing 2A after 5B. Yeah, it's just knowledge of how they respond to the things you're doing. If they're respecting that, they're respecting anything at that point. Maybe they don't next time, but then you can use that by threatening a 2A, threatening a throw, threatening a whatever. You get the idea. Yeah, no, against Poli... My mouse is bugged. There we go. Against Poli 3 like that, especially spaced, I wouldn't go for punishing with sweep. From Cubinx. Now that it has throw and vuln, it's kind of awkward to just punish it with throw. I think there's a window where you can. I just don't have it memorized yet, because patch just came out. Also, unfortunate. Counter hit 6A, you get to go for another 6A for damage, or 3A for meter. Probably 3A for meter, I would say. You didn't have berries, so the damage you get was going to be low, and you don't really want to spend bar yet. It's round 2. You have them in corner, you can definitely... Okay, there... 2 things immediately. 1, I don't think you meant to 4-6B because... Actually, 3 things. I don't think you meant to 4-6B, but you had charge, so you did it anyways. 2, if you can win a round by spending meter or berry, spend berry. You don't keep berry round... You don't carry berry into the next round, so you always want to spend that first if it will win you round. And then 3, you had kill, and you did the wrong thing. Right here, you go for 4-6B, and you autopiloted a 6A. You could have walked up, done 5A-2B, and done more damage and killed. Or 5A-6B would have also killed. Because now that 6A does 3 instead of 4, 6A and 6B do the same amount, they both do 3. But because 6B is 2 hits, it gets affected by scaling less. So I'm 90% sure 6B would have killed, and I know for a fact 5A2B, like walk-up 5A2B would have killed. So keep that in mind. But also, you could have just converted with Barry and done more and killed early and not spend a bar that you... Okay, you got the bar back. Fair enough, because they let you throw them. They should have just held up. But the thought of spend Barry first before meter is still there. I like the 2AB attempt, but Poli goes a little bit too high for you to catch that there. Nice, yeah. Get the space, build berry. I think you could have caught that landing with like 5A. I'm not sure though. Yeah, that. Oh, why'd they go for 6B? I have noticed from watching Falco's replay too. You have a tendency to just rip 4-6B in neutral, and it's not that that's necessarily bad because you're safe. It's that now you don't have a bar, and you're point blank -6, which is like you're safe, yay, but you're -6 without a second bar to threaten 2AB, without a singular bar to threaten 2AB, whatever. Not even after the 4-6B, just whenever you can. And now your corner carry and convergence are going to be way worse compared to when you have a bar and can go into 4-6B or 2AB to stock berry safely mid-screen. Keep that in mind. I would rarely, if ever, rip 4-6B like that. Maybe if you're fighting a zoner like Comb where you can get away with it. But I normally wouldn't. It's kind of just throwing a bar away for no reason. And the reward isn't even that good, especially if they jump. You don't really get a confirm mid-screen. Nice. Not close to the corner because they roll in front of Spike. Unfortunate. Not a horror position though. You should be scared of both of them. I think you had game with 2B. It does like 5 off that 4A. Ah, unfortunate. And then they can bring you on the bubbles and kill you. Nice. Let me check. Excuse me. Let me check. Burping. I think you make it 6B. No, you don't even get 6B. So I wouldn't go for, yeah, don't... 4-6B mid-screen air hit is... in corner, you're thankfully close enough to get a 5A. You know, I mean, on an issue that you know that. But it's just keep that in mind. 4-6B mid-screen is risky for about 8 reasons. Probably don't do it raw. Unless you know for a fact you're going to go through a projectile or, like, you have a good inclination. It's also slower than 6B by, like, a lot. So, keep that in mind. Good confirm. You stock Barry there, which is bad. Because, nothing against Cubinx, but if they were looking at the screen here, well, not looking at the screen, if they didn't back jump is the issue. Maybe even here they could have done JBJA and caught you. Anyways, someone who was being more patient on defense and didn't up back when you were that far away, whatever, happens, could have parried this first spike, seen you eating berry, and I don't think Poli parry kind of, maybe it hits from there, I'm not sure, but at the very least they could have done, I think parry counter dash forward, tank this spike, and then like throw you or just hits you out of eating berry here. So after ending a combo with, but my point, after ending a combo with 2B, don't eat berry. You're at risk of horrible, terrible things. Even if you have 2 spikes down, like, it's not a risk worth taking. More reasonably, you want to play off the 2 spikes to get things done. Unfortunate. And death. Nice.
Chesnaught wins. Keep going. Fight.
I didn't for it, unfortunately. Nice air parry. Yeah, JB being a 6A is so inconsistent now, especially even like you have to get a high air hit like that. But even on high air hit, there's just not a guarantee. I would just go for 6B. Like, most of the time, because 6B is so much faster, you know it's gonna catch if you delay it a little bit to like make sure they fall low enough. And then you get a guaranteed berry stock. So nice. I'm shocked they got... Whoa, what did you go for? What did you go for sweep? Okay, you went for sweep. And then you got caught. They mashed out of it. That was good one. That was good on their part. Again, you were at, like, not that I disagree with what you did, but you were at, like, perfect fucking 2B range. Also, going for this throw here is real. Like, that's a thing you want to be doing. You want to do it after you've conditioned 5A delay 4A, or just 5A 4A in general. Because that encourages them to not press buttons. Maybe it encourages them to DP, but if they do DP, you're at like half. You don't give a shit. You're fine if they DP. It's play with 1 bar. They can't confirm off of 63B at all. If they had 3, they could kill you, but they don't. Maybe they couldn't. You're at half and they have no stacks. I don't know. Point being, if you DP here, you're fine. You haven't shown, just for future games, you haven't shown them that they should be scared of 5A on block because of 5A 4A. That's not a thing you've put in their brain yet. So they're going for 5A throw inherently carries way more risk, is my thought process there. Still, they respected it. Won your game. Good job. Nice. You also had 2 bar. You can start going for 6BCC. People are not prepared for it, typically. You're +2, so they can... It's the same situation as after 6A. They can parry your fast attack, but make them not want to. Threaten throw. Make them not want to. Threaten a delay, make them not want to. Unfortunately, that was good from Cubinx. It says 5B. They go for the 5B Ender, but then they don't play off of it. I might mention that to them, because, like, I agree with ending with 5B like that. It's just, oh, counter 6 I didn't confirm. Just take it a regular confirm though, that's good. Unfortunate DP. Good confirm. They should have tried to recognize that you weren't close enough for them to hit that DP anyways. And you weren't actively threatening anything either, like you were so far away, there's no point to go for it there. Good confirm, Stockberry, I agree. We're just waiting, which is good. I agree with Poli playing patient. Any character with a better anti-air could be swatting her out of the air anytime she goes for that jump JB over you. Wow, I'm shocked that that outspaced. I forgot that Chess 5A's hitbox is bullshit. Yeah, that was fully just a Chess 5A moment. If you don't know, 5A's hitbox is really fucking good. It's the same as standing, but compared to down back or back walk, I think it is okay. It's worse than back walk. Better than down back, because chest down back is horrid. You get thrown from a mile away when you're crouching as chesnaught. But that was fully just 5A having a better hurtbox there at the spacing she had gotten to. Very specific thing that maybe I don't expect her to recognize, but something to keep in mind. Like, I didn't even know that it would have won. That's not on Cubinx at all. Unfortunate. I think you get 3A there. Or maybe you just... Let me check. I have to know if that hits. Hold on. How many sacks was she at? 3. Yeah, okay, that works. So she could have won if she went for, like, the spaced 4A, 6B. I got stacks to make sure... When was that? Hold on. When was the counter hit 4A? I don't remember. Hold on. Let me get back to it. Let's move that out of corner. Unfortunately, barely didn't confirm that. Yeah, I definitely, with 3 stacks, 6B connects off that, and does enough to win you round, yeah. Okay. I didn't actually know that, I'm glad that I checked, now I do. And a good 4 with established pressure, yeah. Okay. That was good for her. Round start 6A carries a lot of risk. Loses to any jump ever. Loses to them looking at the screen and parrying you if they can react. Loses to them pressing any button. So against, like, Tusk, you don't wanna... Also, 6ing as they're jumping, bad idea. Bad idea. You lose 90% of the time. Good 2B. Unfortunate spacing. As you can see. You were... Like... You were out of corner too far to where the spike landed at a shallow angle where they could immediately parry, and you went for 6A after the 2B, so they could just parry spike and then hit you. After a 2B knockdown, after a grounded 2B knockdown, you can't go for 6A. Thankfully, on an... Maybe this got patched, I think it got changed... Maybe this is only a thing when 2B had 2 less recovery. Let me check, though. On a... Do wake up roll parry. On a A 2B air hit knockdown out of your B&B. Okay, yeah, you get parried now. Okay. Check if that happens on roll. Okay, now roll, you still catch parry. That's 6A. But yeah, going for 6A after 2B knockdown, on the ground, you can't do that. You're like plus... Check. I don't just say it's a number that's wrong. Hold on. I want to say 13, but I don't know if that's correct. Yep, yeah, you're plus 13 after grounded 2B knockdown. So you can like... I mean, I did the 2A too quickly. You get the idea. I wonder if Oh yeah, that frame 16 auto time beats parry on roll. Funny. Can you Fuck, now I'm testing things. Don't mind me. Hold on. No, chess 3A is way too much for you to be able to meaty on like not roll and beat whatever the fuck. I don't know. Okay, back to the VOD review. Yeah, she's CK's like 6 a little bit too late to get any meaningful plus frames out of it, unfortunately. Still one game though, nice, good confirm.
Takes it. Choose your Pokemon. Trainer's ready.
Chess is so minus on empty air parry now. I think she could have 6A'd you. I actually don't know if the range was correct, but definitely can. That's like what, like 20 frames of recovery now or something. I'll check in a second. You get 2B there. Every one of these 4As could be a 2B knockdown. I think on the air hit 63B she got 5A or 6A there. I'm not sure though. Let's confirm. Let me check how much recovery air parry has. JB 28 recovery. So yeah, if you react to just landing after MPJB, you can 6A in the Fiasno meter because he can't GPP you at all. You fully were... I think Poli was minus there because of how tall you are. Nice foray. Ah, unfortunate. Shocked you jumped that bubble. I forgot how the hitboxes work on projectiles, where they're like behind where the actual visual is. Because it looked like you should have fully gotten hit. Nice, good confirm. Yeah, unfortunately it's air hits 4-6B, you get nothing. Oh, she got away with stacking that. She had 2 bars, she can go for it. Pretty risk-free. Ah, unfortunate. Nice go, okay. How much time is left? Okay.
Choose your Pokemon.
12 minutes.
Trainer's ready.
2B route start. You have so much aura. So, okay, there. She lost the interaction because she tried to press 6A. She parries that, she wins that every time. I think she could even 5A you out of it. Is the thing to keep in mind. If they parry a spike as you're doing 2B, you've lost the interaction. Good throw. Big confirm. Goes for the stack. Nice. Meter again on the purple hit. Ah, didn't confirm. Out of the corner. Good. Parry that react with the parry counter. Good. JBD. I don't think the 6A. Okay. Even though that was high enough to get the 6A, I think you might have killed had you not gone for the 6A. I think 6B, 5B, 6A kills here. I'm not 100% sure, though. From that range? No, it wouldn't have. Never mind. Ah, you can't air parry whirlpool. Yeah, unfortunate. Thing you gotta remember. And also, Poli has an air throw, so they can also meet JB with that. Get to AB. Good parry. Nice 6B, I like it. Nice sweep. Ah, earlier 4 and 2B there wins you round. Unfortunately, you had to spend a bar there, but you know, happens. Got the round win. It's alright. Immediate sweep. Wow, you actually find it. Okay. You have 3 meter. You are in prime bullshit territory of you can any hit you get here kills. Except for Ross by Cannon, I lied. And nice on the
Chesnaught takes it. Choose your Pokemon.
How much time is left in this video? 10 minutes, okay.
Trainer's ready.
Yeah, Cheshire is pretty slow. J&A would have won that if you went for it. But there's rarely an incentive to land with J&A other than, like, delaying your hit to catch parry, maybe. And you could have gotten 5A there off that counter hit J&A as you were kind of falling. 5A into 6B into 5B into 6A or whatever. Into 2B maybe. You clicked up the corner where you could have went for 2B and wouldn't have given them a spike to play with. Okay, I can do this back in. Sure. Again, you didn't confirm Barry, didn't confirm with a 4A, but still winning round off of another confirmed. Nice. I wonder if you would have killed had you gone for the full thing. I doubt it, but I want to check. I didn't remember how much HP you were at, or she was at. Polly has what, 41? So that's like 18, 19. So yeah, you wouldn't have killed. I don't think. Hold. Let me look. Poliwrath. HP is 41. So she was probably at like 19. Yeah, you wouldn't have killed. Would have gotten close though, but even if you didn't, you could have still added 4A for more damage on that initial interaction. Any close at 5A, you can go into 4A. So, there's almost no reason not to, unless you're converting into like 2A-B off of a 2A. But at that point, just do 2A, 2A. Because 2A, 5A is a one-frame link. So, and like that's not hard in CC because you can buffer, but carrying charge through a one-frame link is incredibly difficult. Ah, unfortunate. Yeah. Also, just doing 5A, 4A just gives you more time to confirm your hit, in general. Good throw. Nice, got out of the corner. I'm weird. I would have eaten guard berry at that spacing. That's just a me personally thing, though. Yeah, you get rid of your berry, but now you're threatening guard bearer, and you're back to like almost full HP. Still you got round, kept the meter, so for you that's better. Yeah, bad GBB just because they weren't even close to you to the point where you wouldn't have hit them anyways. Good parry counter. Wow, I'm shocked that touches. 6A, 5A, 2B. Yep. Walk up throw, funny. And you get the 2B there. At this point, the moment that they leave the ground, you rip Spike Cannon. Or you force a speed? Yeah, sure.
Chesnaught wins.
That works.
Choose your Pokemon. Trainers
6.5
ready.
minutes left. Okay. Good, very suck. Yeah, you have time. And on a foray like that, even if you don't want to give them want to do 2B and end with like do foray 2B and give them a spike mid screen. Let me get back to it. Hold on. Foray right here. You could have gone for 4A 5B 6A. Reestablish enough space to eat berry again with a good knockdown, and then start walking toward him. Compared to raw 4A, which put you in basically the same position with only doing 2 damage compared to doing what, like 7. Nice. You could have confirmed sweep there on the counter hit, but you still got damage and berry back, so whatever. That was round, but that was for sure round, I think. Hold on. 5A, 4A, 6B. Yeah, you kill there. You for sure kill off that. If you just go for the 2A, 5A, 4A, 6B, 5B, 6A, 5A, 2B, you win round. Without burning the bar. You got a bar back though, so whatever.
Keep going. Fight.
That one you could have 6A'd. I probably will switch. Yeah, that was... on that counter GBB, you could have 6A'd. I probably still would have 6B just for consistency. And then on that 4A, like we talked about way earlier, had to react to you air parrying 4A low to the ground and going for GBB, you're just blocked. Although it's probably 4A, you don't want to block it because then they're like +4. So... yeah. I have a few like small notes at the top of my head for the end here. Unfortunately, they CC'd that late. I can confirm. Ah, damn. Oh, if we're throwing, they throw and vuln through it. Damn. Yeah, Poli 6B, like all other DPs, is throw and vuln. Like, same as like Comb 6B, even though it's on the ground, you have full throw and vuln all throughout. Oh, you did that 6B late. That is unfortunate. Remember, after 6B, Poli is only +2. So if you want to go for parry, you for sure can. That's a thing you can threaten. Or 2-8B, because you aren't in block stun the entire time. You have time to rip 2-8B and they have to respect it. Or you could burst after they've burned meter. Always an option. like waiting until Poli or Ape does 6B CC and then bursting them out of corners so that they don't have a 2 meter to play with is really funny. And good. Then you should go for it more. I should go for it more, honestly. I don't go for it enough. Chest Burst is also really good. It gives you time to stock berry. I'm pretty sure all, like 100% consistently, unless they burn meter on something fast enough to hit you, like Mien 63B or G-Zap Storm Lane or something. Alright, 2B. Nice sweep. Ah, a little bit early on the 2A, unfortunate. I don't think they hit spike there normally, so fair enough. It looked close, though. Like, fair enough going for 6A instead of letting them hit spike and getting a better confirm. I'm shocked you got that at that spacing. I'm shocked they didn't... Oh, like, yeah, good parry counter. They were in the middle of forward dash. I'm shocked that the 5B hit after that 6B at that far spacing. With the parry... Ah, barely not close enough to make them block it. Remember, Cheshire BB is still good on block. You're safe, but you are minus compared to being plus as shit before. You got the 4A there, by the way. You could have done a lot more on that interaction there, funnily enough. Got the JBB, got the 6A deep as hell, where they're back behind your shoulder. So here, you definitely got 5A, 4A, 2B. I think 6B into Seaberry Spit would have dropped. They were too high in the air. But 5A, 4A, 2B would have worked, and then you're, like, super close, and you can threaten a 2A on Wake Up. Boom. Oh, you had kill. Hold. Let me show. I think you had kill, unless there was, like, an air hit. No, you... Okay, well, this is the first interaction. And you get the JBB. Okay. You hit them at half, you have a bar, you have berry, you hit them with J5A at half, you have a bar, you have berry, you win round. You hit them with... Okay, well, I added the 5, which made it do 2 less. You hit him with that, you win round. Does 20, they were like... Well, they were at half. Oh, it was counter hit J5A. Counter J5A. That still does 20? I hate this character. What do you mean that still does 20? You added a fucking 6A onto it. What the fuck? Hold on. Okay, that does 21. So they would have died because it's Poli at half. Yeah. Let me just triple check that. Yeah. That wins round. Poli has 41 HP. You do counter at J5A, 6A, 6B, or maybe even hold on. Berry. I still does 20. That does 22. Okay. That's good to keep in mind. The 4-6B route does 1 more than the JPB route on counter hit J5A. Good to remember. Either way, I do think you win round here. Yeah. That, okay, so what, by the way, that interaction, with them parrying, but still getting caught. So what happened there is they parried too far from the spike to parry it, and then you grabbed them and pulled them into the spike. That will happen a lot in your time playing chesnaught. And if you're fighting chesnaught, be wary of that, because you still lose the interaction. You still take the 3 from the... You take 1 less because the spike doesn't actually deal its damage to you, I don't think. You just... It hits you and then you immediately get the 1 HP back. But the throw still does 3, and you still get hit, and they still get a bar. So it's still bad. Normally, if chess throws you through a spike, you take the extra damage from the spikes, which is really good. Just makes your throw do more damage. It clears the spikes out, but, you know, do more damage on the throw. Nice. Could've gone for throw there. Could've gone for 2A, but I like the sweep. They were scared going for back walk, so I agree with that. Wow. I would have just gone for 5A2B after the 6A. Actually, I wouldn't have even been confident in the 6A getting the clean hit, so I wouldn't have gone for it. But nice. Also, nice round. Goddamn. Ah, unfortunate. Yeah, I did tell her about that. Going for 2A into instant throw is really risky as Poli. Even if it is like enticing. Ah, it's unfortunate. You also did you burn berry and then press nothing? Yeah, you pressed 3A. Yep. I would probably not press 3A there. Much more likely as you go for 2A or 5A, you get a counter hit, you convert into meter on counter at 5A, 4A, 3A, counter at 2A, 3A, or you yourself go for throw because they're respecting whatever you can do after that. People press buttons after chest Seaberry on block a lot after 6B because they're trying to punish 6B. Lets you farm counter hit 2As really easily. I counter at 2A because 5A, 4A is more risky because spacing could fuck it up. Also, good confirming for Cubinx. Good pressure.
Give it your all. Fight.
Nice parry. Big thing I am noticing about that they're playing, you could be going for parry on the jump-ins a lot more because they aren't doing empty jump ever. You could have C-cancelled that 6B. Yeah, you've recognized exactly what I'm talking about. Good. I would have ripped 2B like 5 seconds ago, I'm not gonna lie. It's low risk because you're in delay. They're not going to be reaction parrying it. Lower risk because you're in delay. They're not going to be reaction parrying it. Also, you could have won game off that 2AB if you C-cancelled it. You still won round though, so nice. Thank you for that. And that is the end of the replay. Yeah, not a ton more of things I want to say. Mainly just try and get better at recognizing when you can confirm off 4A. Like there are maybe like ranges where like maybe if you like 4A some extended hitbox like I don't know, still generally hit. Try and get a better. I don't know. Sometimes 4A 2B will drop. It'll especially drop on counter hit because they're in the air for too long. They'll just be above your 2B when it lands. On counter hit 4A, you can either just delay the 2B or go for counter hit 4A 6A. But also a more consistent option that doesn't give them spikes is 4A 5B 6A or 4A 5B. Oh, I that weird. 4A 5B 6B. Both are good. Yeah. And then recognize when you can get 5A 4A. It just makes you do more damage in every interaction. You were already doing 2A 5A, which is good at range. 5A has more range than 2A, so confirming off of it is more consistent compared to like even though 2A pulls you forward, like 2A likes to drop a lot when 2A 5A will just work. Recognize when you have 3 meter, and 2A BC cancel becomes incredible on hit and block and counter hit and whatever the fuck. They have to respect the hell out of you. And also try and implement 2BCC and 6BCC more. 6BCC more. You're +2, so you beat fast attack, grab, but you lose to if they go for parry. But then you're +2. You're chesnaught. You live in being +2. You should be used to it by now. Yeah. Other small things are like Guardberry's great. Guardberry 6A is like pretty standard. It does what you think it does. If they hit you while you're late into 6A after like frame 12, you armor through them. Guardberry 2B is weird because like raw, the armor doesn't start until frame 20, which is really late. However, it's a special. You can cancel into it. So on block, after 4A and 2A, it's auto-timed to Guardberry to armor through their fast attack. Now, keep in mind that the common way people deal with chest 2A on block is they go for throw. So you'll still lose the throw because it's armor. But after 4A, they like swinging. Yeah, excuse me. So, and then try and get in the habit of if they keep swinging after you're doing 2A, try and threaten, well, if I timed it better, if they were blocking, 2A, 6B, just a good knockdown. Off of that 6B knockdown, I don't stock Barry because it's risky. I will go for meaty J5A. They have to respect the hell out of that. They can DP you, but like, that's a risk you have to take. And if they think they're gonna DP you, you have this. So, Chess is cool. I like this character. He's fun. I would recommend converting into meter more than corner carry mid-screen, because this does what? That does 10 compared to 7, right? 7. But the knockdown on 6A lets you restock Barry. The knockdown on 3A is evil. Like, why do you get to do that mid-screen? It's fucking evil. So keep that in mind. Yeah, chess is awesome. That's my closing thoughts. Good play from both people in the VOD. Good play from Cubinx and Gengis. That was great.